And we're live. Welcome to the Lakers Outsiders. I finally got that right. I'm joined now by Batman on my right. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm
I don't
doing
know why
good.
you're but a lot of people are playing this game. You don't have to call all of them Batman.
Well,
Harrison's playing it too.
you're the only one who publicly said that
Well,
you
I
are
was
Batman to throw me off the
at
scent
that
that you're
point in
not
time I
Batman.
was Batman. Now I'm a guy discussing Lakers, and then later I'm gonna go back to being Batman.
Man, I'm gonna live vicariously through your expeditions through Batman Land.
Yes.
I believe it's called Gotham, right, Harrison? How are you doing?
Yeah, it's called Gotham, but that's okay. I mean, I know the last video game you played was Pac-Man, so uh
Shout out to Pong. No, I mean, there's not really much to talk about, right? So nothing really happened today in Lakerland. I don't even know why we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty uneventful day.
And no hype leading it up today. I mean, I woke up today like it was just another day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jacob Rude just tweeted at us. I think we should do that. We should pour one out for the Rondo to the Lakers rumors officially dying forever, with us taking a point guard. Woo!
yeah, I would say that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
Although,
somebody's got to mentor him.
I mean, would Rondo coming to the Lakers make Okafor a worse shooter just automatically?
Can't rule it
What?
out.
Like just via osmosis, right? Like he would just be a worse shooter. Like Rondo shows up and Russell just decides, all right, I'm going to shoot right-handed now.
Oh, Russell. You said Okafor, which didn't make any sense. Okay,
Freudian
I got
slip.
you now. I understand.
With that now, with that as my Freudian slip, I guess. I mean, last night on the show, we all talked about how we hoped that the Lakers would go with Okafor. They did not. They went with D'Angelo Russell. I'm not gonna lie, I felt semi-empty. I thought I wouldn't be as affected as I was about the pick, but I wasn't as happy as I thought I was either. What are you thinking, Tom?
Well, I mean, I said last night I'd gone back and forth on Okafor and Russell for a long time, and I was totally fine with either of them. But no, I feel good. I think it also might have something to say if they might have a different level of confidence in terms of going after a big guy in free agency. So that might have something to do with it, which could make it a better decision. But no, even in a vacuum, that was perfectly fine. I didn't know which one of those two players I wanted the Lakers to draft anyway. They're both really, really, really good.
Right. I guess in the moment I realized I wanted Okafor more. Is that fair to say, Harrison?
Um, I think, I mean, like I said on the podcast last night that I wanted Okafor more, but it was really only slight. So once the decision was on Russell, you start watching highlights, you start going through his stats, you start looking at his shot charts that Tom tweets out, and you just get excited for the fireballing. So, I mean, I'm happy. I think I'm as happy as I would have been with Okafor because I've pretty much talked myself into there's just as good of a chance as Russell panning out. And I think there is. I mean, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's not difficult to get excited about D'Angelo Russell. If someone's watching this and you're still a little on the fence and you haven't watched much of him, just go to YouTube, look for some of his. There are some people out there on the YouTubes that do good compilations of game highlights. Like, Okafor scored 29 points in this game. Here's all of his baskets and assists and stuff. And my God, is he good? He's ridiculously flashy, and something we haven't talked about that much. But he's a wonderful passer, and I think that's going to help a lot.
I believe you just made the same Freudian slip as I did.
What?
I believe you said Okafor there when you said.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what I meant.
You can
No.
really see like our level of preparation that we do before going on these things. Like this is not a
Russell
PTI situation where we have a production meeting.
No.
D'Angelo Russell.
I mean, it's at the end of the day, I had said that I'd be fine with Mitch walking out and flipping a coin. I guess I realized after the pick was made that I really preferred Okafor. But, I can't blame them either. Like it is, you got to give credit to the Lakers for realizing the direction the league has gone in and adapting accordingly, right?
That was the one part that I was worried about was were they too influenced by the finals? Like, would they have still made the same choice if the Warriors hadn't just won the finals? Is it one of those things where they're being a slave to the moment? I don't think that that's the case, but we also can't rule it out.
Right, but like the Warriors winning is the summation of all of these things. Okay, I'm being clicked out. All right, hold on. Sorry.
Technical
My
difficulties.
my computer wanted to turn off and I freaked out. But no, I would say the Warriors winning isn't exact. Is everything coming together and the way the new rules are put together and how important shooting is and everything like that. I don't know if it's necessarily or the Lakers picking would be a reaction to that, right, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think so, but maybe.
I would hope not. At least I'm with Harrison and hoping not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't think that that's necessarily the case, but it was something that I thought about briefly because the Lakers do have that like such a reputation for being old school and like kind of trapped in the past, and so you wonder how much of that is true, how much of it is an exaggeration just to get page views.
Real quick, Anthony, probably turn down your volume a little bit because there's a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, put some headphones in or something.
This is why we have headphones on. Duh. Jeez.
That's a good point. I took my headphones out. I was on my headphones. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, so Tom, like, what excites you most about Russell? Would you say?
That's really tough to quantify. It's just this. Okay, this is sort of a cop-out answer, but it's just how fun he is. I said all year long, like I don't even know if Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA, but I thought he was by far the most fun, and I think that should be more valuable to a fan than most fans take into account. Counteracted to that point, I thought Dwight Howard really, really good, not fun to have on your team at all. And just every time I watched D'Angelo Russell, just my instant reaction was just joy of watching him play basketball. He's so fun. He's so smooth. He's so exciting. He goes quickly. He pulls up whenever he wants, and it's damn efficient at it. He's just really exciting.
Yeah.
Now something I'm back and I apologize for the unprofessionality that I just exhibited, but something that struck me as I was writing my article about Russell being taken, and I guess this is part of the writer in me not wanting to let a rumor die, but if you're George Karl and you're asking the Lakers to make a pick in a DeMarcus Cousins trade, isn't Russell the guy that you would ask for, Harrison?
Well, yeah, but with all the crazy leaks coming out of Sacramento, you don't think that something like about actual basketball would have leaked from that? Like the Lakers are normally pretty tight-lipped, but even their moves get leaked at times. And like Sacramento, with everything that you hear coming out of there, you would think that if like rumors that kind of go a lot deeper than just a transaction, like rumors of like George Karl like wanting to trade Cousins, possibly putting his job in jeopardy, like all the interpersonal stuff that's coming out of there, you would think that a trade rumor would leak.
Right.
And counter to that point, it might be also that the Kings were really high on Willie Cauley-Stein, who they drafted. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they preferred Okafor over Russell anyway. Maybe they would prefer the combination of Russell and Cauley-Stein. But I mean, this is all. I don't think a Cousins Lakers trade is going to happen. I don't think the draft pick tonight was made with that being a conscious decision.
Yeah, and I agree completely. I would say that's like a millionth percentile of me that thinks that way. I will say this: of all the picks that were made tonight, the Lakers consistently were the latest to be Woj bombed. Would you say? And
they weren't Woj bombed.
Right. So and because of that, that makes me think like we're back to the days of nothing the Lakers ever do will be leaked before it actually happens. Right. I can't think of.
Not necessarily. I mean, the Dwight Howard trade was rumored for a long time. I think most people suspected going into last year's draft that Julius Randle was at the top of their realistic board. But yeah, sometimes they do have a tendency, more than most teams, to just come out of nowhere with certain decisions, and no one really knew. I mean, it's like an hour before the draft, Chad Ford said that he heard that the Lakers might be taking Russell, which made him, enough to adjust the draft, but not enough to confidently say the Lakers are taking Russell. And and then no one had any fucking idea on their later picks, which we'll get to later. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good segue. But Harrison, do you have anything to add about the lack of news or the lack of factual rumors that were swirling around the Lakers today?
I mean, it
real
just
quick,
goes to show that. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, someone put it well earlier on Twitter that Mitch had built an extensive bomb shelter for Woj bombs.
Yeah, the Woj bomb shelter. Say that 5 times fast, by the way. But go ahead,
Woj bomb
Harrison.
shelter, Woj bomb shelter, Woj bomb. Okay, I can't.
Well, we're gonna end up on an NSA list if you do that anyway. So,
Bomb, 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 bomb.
but yeah, it just goes to show that like all these crazy rumors, like they're fun to talk about and debate and everything, but most of the time they end up leading to nothing.
Right. Although it was fun to see Ty Lawson's response after the Nuggets drafted, what was it, Moutier. Did you guys see that clip?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did see that, but speaking of poor decisions on social media, that whole and I guess this kind of segues us into Larry Nance. That tweet that he had about Kobe from a couple of years ago, I guess some reporter asked Kupchak about it tonight, and he said it's something that they're going to have to discuss. So Larry Nance is getting called into the principal's office.
Whoa, they actually...
I'm sorry, we have some breaking news we're going to need to cut into right now. The Lakers have reached Summer League commitments from Robert Upshaw and Brandon Ashley. Upshaw,
oh my God, I thought about this earlier.
Ashley.
Oh, they did? Okay, that's cool.
Did you like that nice touch of the breaking news music I just found at the last second?
That was incredible. We had.
Oh, I thought you were getting a call.
No, I was trying to play breaking news. I guess it didn't work that well.
No, but that's incredible.
I was like, is he going to answer his phone right now?
Hold on, guys. I got to take this. No, but those are two guys I like a lot.
Who was the? I heard Robert Upshaw and I stopped listening altogether. Who was the second one?
Brandon Ashley.
Okay.
It was a really good. Well, it sucks that Ryan's not on here because that's an Arizona guy who's really high on. He's really good. He had some injury problems, but he's really
long,
talented.
Right?
He's long and he's really he can shoot the mid range really well. He's a good player.
Yeah, and then I mean, speaking of summer league, I also read tonight that Kupchak, he said that Clarkson, Randall, Black, and Jabari Brown are all expected in summer league. So that's not that much of news except for Randall. So that means he will be there. And the Lakers and Timberwolves is going to be a battle of the summer league titans. That first day.
I can't honestly put into perspective how much more interesting this summer league team is than last year's regular season team.
This is going to be like the most. I don't even think I'm exaggerating or biased when I say this is like the most talented summer league team I've seen.
Yeah,
ever.
They're
gonna have. Hold on, where was it? They're gonna have Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and then obviously Ashley Brown, the other two. Got whatever. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time, and it's not working. Upshot, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
And of course, Larry Nance.
Yeah.
If he lets him go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was half expecting the breaking news to be Larry Nance is now a member of the Los Angeles Clippers.
No, I think Kobe's going to show up for every game in Las Vegas and just death stare him from the sideline the whole time.
Even worse, he'll death stare Larry Nance's. I'm not going to make that joke. Significant other joke. I will not go there. But,
oh, come on, man.
All right, but all right. So the Nance thing came completely out of nowhere, right? I mean, the response to it was pretty incredible on all over Lakers Twitter. Tom, put into perspective how huge a reach that was to go for Nance there.
Okay, to put it on perspective, most draft boards had him either being taken in the last 6 picks of the draft, which Draft Express had him going 54th, or some people just didn't have him on there at all. I think There were some pieces that were done. The only pieces that you can really find that were mentioning him, there was one done on Harrison and I's one of our networks on SB Nation, not ones that we run, but it's Ridiculous Upside. And it was just looking at players that could be good D-League gets, and he was one of the ones at the top of the list. I mean, this is just an absurd. Like, even if you love Larry Nance, A, you could just take him with your second round pick, which was 34th overall, which he almost assuredly would have been there. Or B, you could just freaking trade a future second round pick for someone in something later in the second round to try and get him. It was a huge reach, especially with someone like Kevin Looney still on the board. Kevon Looney, I don't know how you say his name.
Yeah,
but he's good at basketball.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They could have gotten R.J. Hunter. They could have gotten Montrezl Harrell. They could have gotten Kevin Looney.
Well, it's just a
They
matter
take
of
the random white
allocation.
dude from Wyoming.
It's not white.
He's white. Look at him.
He's not. His dad is
If he
Larry
walked into a
Nance.
country club, no one would look twice, other than the fact that some 6'9" guy just walked in.
His dad is Larry Nance.
But look at him. He's white. You have to ask yourself: is his dad really Larry Nance? Was it the mailman?
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Larry
play
Nance
that-
Jr. is not actually Larry Nance Jr.
Play
Heard
the
it here
breaking
first.
news thing. Play your breaking news. Oh my gosh. Lakers
Okay,
Outsiders.
I hear it this time. I hear it.
Lakers Outsiders, where you come for late breaking
Breaking
news.
paternity news. We apologize to
saying.
Larry Nance and Larry Nance's mother.
I'm just saying, maybe the mailman was a tall, gangly white fella.
Sean Bradley is
Oh,
Larry
man.
Nance's dad. No, all right. So,
Yes.
I guess the Larry Nance
Were
thing
they
is
ever teammates?
befuddling. Oh, well, we have to Google that. But
Anyway,
we
go
have,
on.
when you're talking about, the Lakers and the predicament they're in, last year was a great example of how to allocate their resources at the draft, right? Where they went and they took this, a good pick with Randall, and then they went and purchased, a draft or the pick to get Clarkson. They turned essentially one pick into two really, 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 good prospects. This year you had three picks, and I don't know how you feel about, the third guy they took, who I'm blanking on right now,
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown.
Yeah, Anthony Brown. I don't know how you feel about him, but heading into the draft, would you have said to yourself, "Yeah, I can't wait to see a team with D'Angelo Russell, who's exciting, and then those two guys"?
I mean, I can't say that I had heard of Larry Nance Jr. before tonight, so no, I can't say that I would have been excited about having him on the team. And
What,
then
you
Anthony
didn't watch
Brown.
much of Wyoming basketball this year?
No, not on my cable.
What do we even pay you for, Harrison? Jeez.
Tom, I mean, like same question back at you though, right? Like we're looking at we're going into this draft, and you're saying, all right, we'll see what the Lakers might be able to do here. Maybe trade up and take somebody a little higher. Hollis Jefferson was there really late. That would have been an opportunity to combine the two picks. Would you rather have Hollis Jefferson over the two guys, Nance and Johnson?
Brown. Same thing. Same.
I was
random
calling him
generic
not
name.
Wesley Johnson on Twitter, so
Not-
I can
not
see your
Wesley
confusion.
Johnson.
But would you?
Big-
I mean, if you had
Big
if you
fans
had,
of that, not Wesley Johnson. We are. No, yeah, I think I would have rather had like someone like Hollis Jefferson or Looney or
Justin
or
Anderson.
Hunter or one of those guys. Mainly just because I don't get the pick with Nance and with Brown. Like Brown could provide some shooting depth, but he was like he's like 23 or something. He's really old for a rookie, so there's not that much upside there. But he could be a good shooter. But no, I just would have liked to see someone with a little bit more of a ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kill the Lakers for the job they did. I like the Russell pick, but it's hard not to also feel slightly underwhelmed by tonight. On the whole, right?
It feels-
the entirety of the draft.
it feels almost like the theme of their draft was that they were going to take the guy that they wanted, regardless of who was supposed to be the safe pick. They did it with Russell, where like Okafor was supposedly the safe pick, and that they apparently really wanted Larry Nance, and so they took him. And I'm sure that they knew that he wasn't in 27 range on most mock drafts.
I wish I just could have seen. I wanted to know where he was ranked on the mock draft, on their draft board. I would be fascinated to see that.
Well, we got to get Ben on the podcast because him and Jerry were supposed to crash the draft room. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point. The failure on those guys' part. We are the Lakers outsiders, and our insiders suck.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's still fun. The Lakers are still considerably better than they were yesterday, but it feels like there could have been more there.
It's just I give it a bad grade for process, not necessarily for the player, just because I don't know as much about him. But it's just the fact that he would have been there later if they had really wanted him, and so maybe take somebody that's a little bit more highly ranked. But I mean, for whatever reason, they're high on him, I guess. So.
But and I mean, and I don't even think I would be. And this is stupid. This shows you how much it is sort of process, and it was just more of what are the Lakers thinking here. I probably wouldn't be as critical if they had taken Brown with the 27th pick and then Nance with the 34th pick, because that way it would have just looked like, okay, they used their last pick on a guy that they thought was better than most people thought. Like, cool, that's fine. But it just seemed like such a random reach at 27 that I don't know.
But even on that point, though, right? Because, I mean, we're talking from a perspective where we obviously don't know everything that's going on with all the teams in the league, right? So, I mean, that's the obvious disclaimer here. But unless we're of the opinion that Larry Nance was on everybody's mock board as high as the Lakers wanted him, they could have very easily just purchased another pick like they did last year to take him and have another prospect at that 27 or 34 spot who more belong in that spot. I feel like that's not that, that shouldn't be that mind-boggling a premise.
No, but they did say that they were already worried about the number of rookies on the thing, so I didn't really see them buying on the team. I didn't really see them buying another pick, just from what they had publicly stated. So, I mean, I think it's just honestly the process. It's just that, like, he would have still been there later, and it just, at the same time, they've shown that they can find talent late in these drafts, like finding Clarkson last year. So if they were this high on Nance, maybe he's better than people think. That's the thing. We honestly don't know.
Isn't that recency bias to a certain extent, though? Because they also took Derek Carter late in the draft, right? So
yeah.
Nance could end up being a very smart, very good pick. At this time, with the information that we know and what we can speculate, it just seems like they reached pretty hard. Which, I mean, is fine. Sometimes reaches have worked out well. But it just seems like they could have taken a chance on a player with more upside and then still been able to get him if they really wanted him.
Yeah, I think it's more the process that we're saying is bad necessarily than the pick.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a steal that they wound up with Upshaw on their summer league team. That feels like big news to me.
Yeah.
Upshaw's a name I would have been fine with at 27. I mean, that's a guy that has had some issues, but he has upside and people really like him. So I don't know. I mean, but I think we should go back to the most important thing is what they did with the number 2 pick by far. Like all these other issues that we're evaluating, these other 2 picks in the summer league gets. Like those are nice and those are things we can talk about. But the most important thing is, did they draft the right guy at number 2? And I think they might have. I don't know, but I really don't think they could have gone wrong with either Russell or Okafor. And we have a really awesome piece for pretty much 7 or 8 years or however the stupid CBA allows us to keep them without letting them hit unrestricted free agency.
No, I agree there, and no matter what, we're sitting here ranting and raving about how great that summer league team is, and in large part that summer league team is great because of their ability to find talent. So if that stays consistent, then we're sitting in a great spot, or the Lakers are sitting in a great spot. I guess I want to hit one more subject before we go on and play that quick little game. Just really quick. 5 minutes on here. Given where the Lakers draft, took them, who becomes your top free agent target.
Oh, that's
Dragic
good.
is Dragic is no longer an issue. Rondo, thankfully, is no longer an issue. Who are you now looking at and saying, all right, the Lakers should really go after this guy? Tom, I'll let you start.
Um, I would say they should still try and get one of Aldridge or Love. Maybe Aldridge if I had to pick one, just because he probably could play more five than Love can. But yeah, I would. I mean, I would still think the Lakers would be at the position now where they would try and get whatever the biggest talent that they can get. I'm sure they're okay with signing. Is what I would say. They're at a stage where right now they have a ton of cap space and it's going to go up in a little bit. They should just try and get assets as they can right now, and Aldridge or Love would be a huge asset, regardless of even if it's not the best fit.
Right. Harrison, where would you go?
I actually really like DeAndre Jordan now.
That would be a good one too. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, just to fit with this team now that they have Russell in the backcourt, they didn't draft the set. Like if they would have drafted Okafor, it would have been kind of pointless to go after DeAndre Jordan because they would have probably had a hard time playing together. But unless you think Okafor is a power forward, shout out to Mark Heisler. But DeAndre Jordan, I think, could really a lot of the things that back when we thought that we were going to the Lakers were going to end up with like the 5 pick, and we were talking about Willie Cauley-Stein. DeAndre Jordan's kind of what you hope Willie Cauley-Stein can end up being, right?
Right.
It's not a perfect comparison, but it's pretty close. And so you'd think that with him, he can clean up for a lot of Randall's mistakes that he's going to make on defense this first year. And same with like the guards, like we all know like about Russell's issues that have been discussed like ad nauseum. So I really like the fit with DeAndre Jordan now.
I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm changing my answer to that. In addition, he's a good pick and roll player, which would help, and he can run. I mean, that perfectly fits the identity of this team. I'm going to say something that'll make me sad in a moment, but you have Clarkson, you have Russell, you have Randall, you have a bunch of young guys on the team, presumably that will be able to play with those players that can get up and run. Jordan would go quite well with that, and he would go quite well with all the different types of pick and rolls he can go. And why did we let D'Antoni go? He would be perfect for this fucking team.
No, it's gonna save Kobe though, because he won't even have to run up on offense. He can just rest like half the time, like not even like jog up the court. They could just take off without him.
Well, did you guys see that little quote from Byron when they asked Byron, hey, have you talked to Kobe about the pick, or what does Kobe know about the pick? Has Kobe talked to any? And he was like, I don't know. He's out of the country. That struck me as kind of weird and almost fitting in a sense. Like, yeah, the Lakers are moving on. Kobe's probably going to retire. And
honestly, yeah, that's how it should be. They shouldn't be consulting him on their pick. I mean, I guess it can't hurt to ask him his opinion, but it's not like they should be, like, living or dying by it.
Well, and here's a crazy thing. You're looking at Clarkson, you're looking at Russell, and you're looking at Kobe. Am I crazy to think that Kobe's the odd man out there? Like, one of these things don't fit, and it's Kobe.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be like the old man in the club next year.
Well, not even the old man, but like, I mean, he's going to have to play small forward for those pieces to fit completely, right? Or unless they just say, all right, we have 60 or what is it, 90 minutes essentially between 3 guys. You guys are all playing 30 minutes at those 2 positions.
I think what they should do is basically just go to Kobe and just say, hey, look, we don't think we're going to be keeping you long-term beyond this season. This is probably basically going to be a glorified farewell tour, similar to what Derek Jeter got with the Yankees, and we all know how unbearable that was. But still, the best thing for Kobe's legacy and Kobe's even marketability as he's going into retirement is to have one of those stupid long farewell tours where he takes this whole narrative stance of, I'm here to help teach these young guys and to help usher in this new era of Lakers basketball, and that these guys are going to be the future of this team. I'm here to help them and to try and compete and win when I can.
They should just show him the replies to any Magic Johnson tweet at this point and just be like, you don't want this to be you.
Kobe gets to be the cool story bro of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting how that might play out with Kobe and with these young kids moving forward. The last little bit, I guess we're gonna end here on a game. I'm gonna get us started off with this game. We're gonna say one word to summarize all of this NBA draft night. I'm gonna go ahead and start, and I'm gonna say it was meh.
That's not even a word.
It's
It's like
close.
a grunt.
Well, I mean, you guys understand where I'm coming from there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were
No,
promised all these crazy ass trades, and Mason Plumlee is the guy.
It's almost like if you were expecting like on 4th of July to go to this elaborate like crazy fireworks show, and like the person like brought out like those little pop rock things and like started just throwing them at the ground. Like it was it was fairly uneventful compared to what we thought it might be.
Exactly.
Like it's still exciting. The team is better than like it has been in like a couple years now, and like certainly more exciting than it's been. But it's just the draft itself was less exciting than we thought it was going to be.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
in terms of drama, it was it did not quite live up to that. But I mean, I came on here. When was the last one we did? Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
Yeah, it was last night.
It was last night. Yeah, and I said basically I just want to get through tomorrow with the young core of Clarkson, Randall, and either Okafor or Russell, and we did that. So I'm happy. Overall, the draft, I would say it was. And this, I suppose this isn't really specifically talking about this draft, but it was just intense. There were so many bits of information. I could not keep up with my timeline even a little bit.
Yeah.
There was just so much news and so many reactions to everything. And even though there weren't like huge trades that happened, I don't even know what it would have been like if we had one of those.
Man.
I just feel like it was very eventful. It was very intense. I was quite focused on my timeline for about 3 hours. So that was it was interesting. I'm happy overall.
Yeah, definitely.
Harrison, you and I both write short form for our respective websites. On a scale of 1 to 10, how exhausted are your fingers?
It's not even my fingers. It's my neck and like my upper back from like craning my neck down at the computer screen the whole time.
Yeah, that's fair. Your single word to sum up tonight's draft.
I said uneventful. I thought, oh, maybe not. That's what I was going towards, uneventful.
I thought we went.
I kind of said it. I guess I didn't actually say the word. I kind of said that's what it was, but yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's. I'm in one sense thankful that we didn't have one of those crazy trades, because then I would have really been exhausted right now. I don't know if you guys can tell this, but my eyes are just struggling to stay up right now, to stay open. But and that's with the uneventfulness that we got to go through tonight. But with the major trade, or if that boogie trade had gone through, holy crap! There's no way we could have been here tonight. Completely honest. So I don't know. So the next bit of big news to drop is going to be July 1st, when all of free agency starts, right?
Yep.
Any crazy prediction that you want to sign us off with, Tom?
Yeah, I tweeted this to you earlier, but that LeBron James is just such a big fan of Larry Nance that he's going to want to come to the Lakers.
Not even Larry Nance Jr., Larry Nance Sr. He's a huge Larry Nance fan.
I think he just, for the most part, goes by Larry Nance, but
makes
I
sense.
could be wrong in that.
Harrison, any crazy prediction? We're not gonna be on here for a couple days. We're gonna take a little break. But any crazy prediction moving forward until the next time we all see each other?
I don't even want to try and top the Kobe thing from last night, so no, I got nothing.
And Harrison is living by his mic that was dropped yesterday. My crazy prediction is that Harrison will have a crazy prediction next time we all get together.
Yeah. We might have some crazy stuff to talk about.
We really might. We really might. And if anything, big comes up, and then in the meantime, you guys, I promise we'll all get together. But for now, at least for a few days, this is us kind of signing off. Thanks again for all the support. We gained like 100 followers or something like that. Did you notice that, Harrison?
I did not, but
Well,
that's
thanks for
good.
all the support, everybody, and do not give Ryan any credit. He's really quick to give himself that in the group DM. Thank you, Tom, for coming on tonight again on pretty short notice.
No problem.
Yeah, we'll have to all do this again sometime. And again, honestly, even if we don't have a Lakers podcast, I kind of sort of when you guys finish your Arkham is it what is it
Night.
Arkham Knight?
Arkham
When you
Knight.
guys, yeah, when you guys finish Arkham Knight together and you guys are completely caught up on the story, I wouldn't mind listening in on a Arkham Knight podcast between the two of you.
Well,
I don't think there's going to be that much of an overlapping audience from the Lakers Outsiders people, but we can still do a Google Hangout and just talk about it.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to invite Gary to that one, though. I know he's gonna be pretty pissed if we leave him out.
I know nothing about the game. You know nothing, Jon Snow. But I know nothing about the game. But I'll just dress up as Batman and sit here for the whole thing.
Then that'll get us some viewership.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you,
All right.
Tom. Thank you, Harrison. And we will talk again soon.
Later.
See ya.